Mic check, mic check, mic check, mic check. Testing, testing, testing. Mic check, mic check, mic check, mic check, mic check.
Hey Tim, yeah, take the mics out over there. This microphone just went out. All right, we're starting.
Live from Ulen Ice Arena on the campus of the University School of Milwaukee. It's Tuesday night, and we've got some hockey action to bring you here this evening. So glad we could be joined with all of you watching and listening back home, wherever you may be. Cam McGuire here, standing alongside Josh Miller on the camera. And glad as to welcome the KMMO Kettle Morraine Lasers to town here tonight as the Wildcats looking to bounce back after a 2-1 overtime loss on Saturday night. And USM will start out with Marcus Thundercloud Reed Woods, Kyler Ringgold up front, Michael Vogel, Michael Kennedy on the back end, and Michael Polston in the cage. The opening face-off is underway, and here comes KMMO through the offensive end. Swept aside by Jacob Cartland, back out to the right point. Wildcats look for a clear. Glove down to the neutral zone. It'll be a hand pass against USM just 20 seconds into the contest. Well, if you were with us on Saturday night, a little bit of a different angle here this evening as we're down towards the right side of the USM bench. And on Saturday, we were down to the left side, far side of the opposing bench. Defensive zone draw won by the Wildcats as Wood skates after the loose puck, pressuring Shane Prahl. Prahl trying to send this pass up to the left wing wall to Jackson Keller. Good stick there from Michael Kennedy. Puck played right in front of the USM bench and sent back into the zone. Cleared back out by Kennedy. 40 seconds underway here in the opening period. The Wildcats in the midst of a change up front. Out on the ice, Ethan Mann, Ben Malosi. Up front at forwards, and Peter Ells, who takes a shot from the right point, redirected from Malosi, but a right leg save there from the goaltender and Gunnar Johansson. Kept alive in the offensive end, right side of the line by Cox, but here come the Lasers back out through center. A good stick from Cox over to Mann. Mann pulls it to the center, back to Malosi in the high slot just behind him. Mann reaches it back, backhand, and a stick save made by Johansson. Wildcats with it in the offensive end, far side here, gloved down by Mann as he bats at the loose puck. Minute 30 gone by here in the opening period. Ethan Mann left dot, trying to send it to the far post to a streaking Peter Ells, but it's broken up by the Lasers. Back down low. Here goes Michael Saunders. His backhand shot stopped by Michael Polston, loose in front, and cleared out by Ells into the far corner. Scooped up by Jacob Cartlin. A good play from Malosi to come in and help Garrett Cox on the back end. As Mann will swing this one the length of the ice, and icing call against the Wildcats. 15:01 to go in the first period. No score between the Wildcats and the Lasers. USM will change out personnel as Tomes will take the face-off for the Wildcats, out with Egbali and McGregor. Kennedy and Vogel on the blue line. Face-off won by the Lasers. Big slap shot from Evan Nygaard, blocked down by Tomes. And here comes Egbali, 2-on-2 rush. Over to McGregor, and his redirection sent just wide. McGregor collects in the far corner. Shovels it up to the right point to Kennedy. Back to Egbali. His wrist shot sticked away by Johansson. Kept alive at the left side of the line by Vogel. He'll send it on in, far side half boards. Egbali bumps it down to Tomes. Now McGregor behind the goal line. Out to Tomes, and his shot goes just wide. Vogel inching in from the left point. Wildcats able to keep it alive in the zone. Here's Egbali, a nifty move. Tried to pull to the backhand. Tried to get the shot to go, but it was just broken up in an icing call against the Lasers. 2:49 gone by here in the first period. Still no score. And the Wildcats will change out all 5 skaters. The line of Marcus Thundercloud, Axel Moe, and Christian Ford on the blue line. Charlie Keogh and Garrett Cox as Thundercloud takes the face-off. It's won back by the Lasers. Sent over to the far side. Jackson Keller now trying to control, being pestered by Ford. Ford drops it back for Thundercloud, right side of the point. Cox's wrister, that one redirected just wide into the far corner. Kehoe pinches from the left point, keeps it in the offensive end, all the way down to our left. And the puck will squirt back down to the Wildcat end where it's collected by Cox. Cox will leave it for Kehoe, quickly to the far side to Ford. Now it's controlled by the Lasers in their attacking ends. Thundercloud forces a turnover, skating through center, bumps it up to Ford. Ford will skate after the loose puck in the far corner as the Wildcats are in the midst of a line change. Head of speed through center for the Lasers. Here goes Jacob Cortland as his pocket picked by Malosi. Puck bobbling at the center ice logo, scooped up by Ells, who gains his center right and will dump it on behind the goal line. Malosi, Mann, and Ells, the forward unit on for the Wildcats. Vogel on the back end with Kennedy. Malosi, a good shot, waffled away by Johansson. Puck battle ensuing on the near side half boards, broken out through center by the Lasers. Tyler Hart skating it in the far corner. His shot off the side of the cage, and it's knifed to the far corner by Vogel, picked up by Ells. Quick stretch pass up to Mann. Mann at the left circle, and they're going to say he goes offside as he tried to corral the puck at the blue line, and the faceoff will come just outside of the laser line. Faceoff will come back in the Wildcat end now with Tomes, Egbali, and McGregor on the blue line. Keogh on the blue with Henry Stone. Lasers win the draw. Shot from the right point from Nygaard. Smothered away by Polston, who holds on for a faceoff with 12:39 to go here in the opening frame. Still no score. Tomes against Cortland in the near circle here. Cortland wins it back, but it's turned over, and here comes Tomes. Ethan Tomes across the blue line near side. Outer left circle, corralling on the forehand. Sends it to the high slot, but broken up by the Lasers as they'll operate now right to left here. Hart trying to work it in the offensive end. Second effort, and he'll bump it down into the near corner after he takes a hit from Tomes. Charlie Kehoe settles things down behind his own goal line to Noah Egbali, who finds Jack McGregor, top of the left circle. His wrist shot patted away by the left leg of Johansson and kicked away to the neutral zone. Calmed down by Vogel behind his own blue line. Sends it over his defensive partner in Michael Kennedy. Quick pass up to Egbali. Egbali pestered there by Evan Nygaard. Wildcats will dump it on deep and go for a change. Thundercloud in on a forecheck. Woods and Ringgold up front as well. Vogel and Kennedy on the blue line. Polston will stick it down behind the cage. Sends it out to the near side. Up to Ringgold. Ringgold will knife it up to Thundercloud, who gets it to Woods. Outside the left circle. Back to the left side of the line. Here's Michael Vogel. Wrist shot redirected up into the protective netting. Faceoff will stay inside the laser end. A lot of navy, gold, and white on the ice. The Wildcats in the navy uniforms, the gold through the middle of the chest, navy helmets and navy pants. KMMO with the white jerseys, blue shoulders, blue pants, blue helmets as well. As the Lasers ice the puck here. Thundercloud, Ringgold, Woods. The three forwards out, Vogel and Kennedy on the back end. Thundercloud to take the draw here. Wins it to the right side to Ringgold. Ringgold will sweep it on in behind the goal line. In on the forecheck is Woods. Evan Nygaard will peel away from pressure. Sends it over to Josh Saunders. Lasers able to break it out here. Icing waved off. Ringgold the first one there. Sends it up the near side of the boards, and Nygaard couldn't hold the line. Face off to come just outside of the Wildcat line. Directly below us, off to our left, with Mann, Malosi, and Els. Up front, Stone and Cox on the back end. Malosi wins the faceoff nicely, bumps it out to the right wing to Els across the blue line. He'll wedge this one into the far corner. Mann first forward in on the forecheck. Lasers looking for a clear here. Malosi comes in for the pressure now. And KMMO looks to break it out. Cortland is going to draw a penalty here as the Wildcats will go short-handed as they touch the puck up. And it will be a high sticking call. Looks like it's going to go against Peter Els with 10:20 left in the first period. So the Lasers will look to answer on the first power play of the evening. Wildcats send out Tomes and Mann, Vogel and Kennedy. Cortland, Hart, Saunders, Delmore, and Nygaard out for the Lasers. USM wins the faceoff, kept alive at the left point by Nygaard. Sends it over to the right side of the line to Delmar. Delmar will backhand it behind the goal line. Centering feed broken up by Tomes, and now cleared the length of the ice by Vogel. 20 seconds gone by in the first power play of the evening as the Lasers look to break it out through center here. Here comes Jacob Cortland across the red line. Takes a tumble back up to his feet, but KMMO will go offside. 9:47 left in the opening stanza. Still no score. 1:27 to go on the 2-minute high stick call assessed to Peter Els. Ben Malosi, Kyler Ringgold, Michael Kennedy, and Michael Vogel out for the Wildcats. Face-off right in front of their bench. Face-off is won by the Lasers. Skated into the zone by Delmore. Cortland, the first one there for the Lasers, but Vogel comes in nicely, able to break it up. Malosi will try to swat it through center. Left side of the line for the Wildcats. Good stick from Ben Malosi, and now just behind the Lasers' blue line. Hart now will guide it into the offensive end. Puck will corral along the kick plate, out to the far corner to Vogel. Vogel slashed up on the play by Cortland, no call. Left point pinching down with Shane Prawl, keeping it alive in the attacking end for KMMO. 47 seconds left here in the power play. Ringgold will guide this one the length of the ice as the Wildcats will go for a full sail line change. McGregor, Igbali, Keogh, and Cox out now. 33 seconds to go on the kill for USM. 8:50 to go here in the first period. We're still scoreless. Igbali's clear, glove down there. And now behind the goal line, it's Kyle Santos. Santos drops it back. Now out to the near dot to Keller. Back behind the goal line. Kehoe delivers a big check there. Right side of the line. Nygaard keeps it alive. Intercepted by McGregor. McGregor up to Igbali. Igbali in a foot race with Nygaard. That's knifed along here by the Wildcats. USM back to full strength. McGregor, outer hash mark, far side as Tome streaking off the bench. McGregor gets it back, will poke it up the far wall. It's intercepted by the Lasers. Jackson Keller tries a cross zone pass, intercepted by Igbali and dumped back into the attacking end for the Wildcats. Under 8 minutes to go here in the first period. Still no score between KMMO and USM. As Michael Kennedy behind his own blue line, trying to send it up to the right wing side. And here come the Lasers. Michael Saunders. Good back pressure there from the defensive unit of Vogel and Kennedy. Ringgold across the line, right side. Peels up, now bumps it back behind the goal line. Out to Thundercloud near half boards. Dances around the defenseman. Marcus Thundercloud skates to the far side. Leaves it for Ringgold. Ringgold works his way around the defender. Now on the backhand. Tripped up on the play. No penalty called. Cortland tries to break it out here for the Lasers. Kept alive by Kennedy. His shot towards the cage. Redirected up into the ceiling. Faceoff will stay inside the Laser end with 7:13 to go in the opening period. Still no score here. Face-off, won by the Lasers as they look to break it out of their defensive end. Attacking right to left here in the opening 20. Across the center red. There goes Joshua Saunders, disrupted by Ringgold. 3-on-3 rush now. Reed's a pass over to Thundercloud. Now Reed Woods will sweep it out to the left point to Mike Vogel. Thundercloud in on the forecheck. And it's played back out through center. Wildcats in the middle of a change. It's paddled down by Michael Polston, who will leave it for Michael Vogel. Vogel sends it over to Henry Cox, out to Reed Woods. Woods now, cross ice past a man, or sees it on his backhand on the off wing. Saucer pass to Malosi and tried to pull it to the forehand and rose it just high. 6:14 left here in the first period. Still no score. Els man and Malosi out up front as Els takes a shot from the top of the right circle into the webbing of Gunnar Johansson. And he'll seal it away for a faceoff. Mann will take the draw for the Wildcats. Malosi to his left, Els to his right. Cox and Keogh on the back end. Mann's kicked out of the circle. Enters Peter Els. Els wins it back nicely to Garrett Cox. Cox will roll it along the end boards. Picked off by the Lasers. Malosi skates after the loose puck, trying to bump it out to the left point. He does. Kehoe back to Malosi near side half wall. His centering feed to Els, just behind him. And USM able to keep it in the offensive end. Els will sweep it into the far corner. In a foot race with Evan Nygaard. Els a big hit on Nygaard, but it's wedged out through center. Charlie Kehoe. And Garrett Cox now will look to break out of their own end as the Lasers are in the middle of a line change. Kehoe over to the right wing side to Cox, who gains the center red. And will dump it on in. Actually a shot on net, sticked away by Johansson into the near corner and back out to the neutral zone. Michael Kennedy across the red line. Kennedy now gives it up to Egbali, far side half boards. Out with Tomes and McGregor, Vogel and Kennedy on the blue line. Tomes now through the center ice logo, out to the near side. We'll chip it on into the near corner. First one back is Sam Kleiman-Lee for the Lasers. The Wildcats take the puck. Kennedy pinballs one just wide. Vogel keeps it alive, left side of the line, out to Egbali. Now back to Kennedy. His wrist shot blocked down, didn't make its way through the cage. And here come the Lasers. Jacob Cortland, one-on-one battle. Now he had 2-on-2, but a good stick from Vogel. And now Kennedy hard on the forecheck through the neutral zone. Leaves it for McGregor across the blue line. 4:28 to go in the first period. Still no score. Here's Ethan Tomes. Tries to lift it over the shoulder of Johansson, but snatched away in an offensive zone face-off here for the Wild. Kennedy hard. And Kennedy on the blue line. Malosi wins it back to Kennedy. His shot sent wide. Bounces off the end boards. Glove down by Vogel, left side of the line. Nice play by number 7 in Navy. Now Mo tries to center it to Ford. Intercepted by the Lasers. Good pinch from Kennedy, able to keep it in the attacking end. And now Malosi applying the body on the far side half boards. Seeing the D very active here in the offensive end and doing a nice job. Here come the Lasers. Shot into the webbing of Polston, and he'll snatch it away for a defense. Marcus Thundercloud, Kyler Ringgold, and Reed Woods. Out up front, Charlie Keogh and Garrett Cox on the blue line. Face-off won by the Wildcats. They'll look to push the pace here left to right. Ringgold drops it back for Thundercloud. Thundercloud takes a hit to make the play. Now it's Woods, the first one there. Woods, a centering feed, gets it back below the goal line. Out to the near side, and a blocker save made by Johansson. Gunnar Johansson down to our left. A couple big saves here in the opening 17 minutes of play. Here come the Lasers. It's Keller. Polston, a nice job to come out to the top of the blue paint and sweep it away. Cox now will break it out to Thundercloud, up to Woods. Woods has Ringgold streaking. Nice move by Kyler Ringgold, but the Wildcats will go offside and swap out units. Ethan Mann, Ben Malosi, Peter Els, the three forwards out. Michael Kennedy and Henry Stone on the blue line. Face off just outside of the laser line. Near side here, Malosi wins the draw. Up to Els, drops it back for Mann. Mann trying to corral it and walk to the high slot. It's knocked off his stick, and now Els is back to retrieve it. Els will leave it for Mann, quickly up to Malosi. 3-on-3 if they hurry. Malosi drops it back for Mann. Near side half boards. Ethan Mann Over to Henry Stone, right circle. His shot blocked down by Nygaard and wedged into the far corner. Back to Stone, outer right circle to Malosi, high slot, rebound, and they score! Ethan Mann buries home the rebound, and the Wildcats take a 1-0 lead with 2:32 to Nygaard. Period. Well, a good shot from Stone. Outer right circle, drifting down from the top of the point. Malosi with the rebound. Johansson with the big save, and then Ethan Mann with the second rebound. And Ethan Mann with his third goal of the season as the Wildcats up 1-0. Restart at center ice is won by the Lasers as they work in their offensive end. Centering feed to Keller, and his shot went just wide. Keller trying to beat Polson in that far side post. And here comes Jack McGregor back the other way for USM. Drops it back for Egbali. Egbali to Kennedy. Kennedy will float it down into the far corner. As Kennedy now skating it free. McGregor, Egbali, and Tomes out front. Tomes covering for Kennedy at the left side of the line. Garrett Cox right point. McGregor behind the goal line. Pokes it free. Egbali in on the forecheck near side half boards. Kennedy will come for a change as Kehoe enters the ice at the left side of the point. Kehoe recovers it nicely in his feet, gets across the red line. Drifting to the outer right circle. Spins it back to Tomes. 1:26 to go here. Wildcats leading 1-0 thanks to a tally from Ethan Mann. KMMO right to left here in the attacking end as Egbali will wind up through center. Skating across the center ice logo. Tries to split the D. Drops it back for Tomes. Tomes peels away from pressure. Near side half boards. Bumps it down to McGregor behind the cage. Jack McGregor to Tomes, but it's off his skate as they'll skitter on into the far corner. Tomes able to retrieve it. Leaves it for Mann. Now up to Kehoe, top of the point. Blocked down. Kehoe back to Mann. Unloads a drive and a right leg save from Johansson. Ethan Mann, top of the left circle. Pulls to the forehand. His wrister blocked away into the protective netting. Faceoff will stay inside. Kehoe back to Mann. Unloads a frame. It's the Wildcats 1, the Lasers nothing. Malosi, Mann, Els, Vogel, and Kennedy on the blue line. Face-off won by the Wildcats. Looking to take a 2-0 lead here. Just under 30 seconds to go here in the opening 17 minutes of play. It's broken up by KMMO as Jacob Cortland skating after a loose puck against Michael Kennedy. Kennedy wins the one-on-one battle. And he'll pitchfork this one the length of the ice. Rolling. Actually rolled on target as Johansson had a swatted aside. Quick stretch pass up to Michael Saunders. Saunders saucer pass to Cortland. Cortland on his off wing. Couldn't corral it on the backhand. As the horn will sound, 17 minutes of play in the books, and at 14:28 of the opening frame, Ethan Mann gets his third of the season as the Wildcats will skate into the dressing room up 1-0 on the Lasers. Well, they'll take a timeout on the ice for the first intermission. We will do the same up here, and we'll see you for period number 2 when we return. And we welcome you back inside Ullin Ice Arena for period number 2 between the USM Wildcats and the KMMO Lasers. The score 1-0. The Wildcats lead thanks to Ethan Mann's third goal of the season. Face-off is underway, and we're live for period number 2 as the Wildcats will operate right to left here, attacking directly below us. And here come the Lasers left to right. Jacob Cortland in the offensive end for KMMO. Sends it out to the far side. It's knifed back in behind the goal line by Michael Saunders. Settled down by Kennedy. Malosi, Els, Mann out up front. Vogel and Kennedy on the blue line. And an icing called here against the Wildcats. So in the first period, the Lasers defensive end was all the way down to our left. And with no starting lineups, tough to read the numbers on the back of the sweaters. We can see it now, and it's actually number 33. So it's Tyler Arnold in net for KMMO. 33 seconds gone by here. Defensive zone draw for the Wildcats as they swap out personnel. Ethan Tomes, Jack McGregor, Noah Egbali, and Garrett Cox and Charlie Keogh on the blue line. Here comes Cox. Cox will float it out through center. Egbali in a foot race now with Joey Olson. Olson will stutter step the other way. Wildcats control. Left side of the line, Kehoe. Kehoe's pass intercepted and back out through center. Jackson Keller right in front of the penalty box. Gets across the red line. Will dump it on in and go for a change. Kehoe settles things down behind his own cage. Will leave it for Ethan Tomes. Tomes pressed up against the far side half wall. Wildcats trying to knife it out of their own end. Kehoe gets it back behind his net. Will roll it along the end boards. Out to the near side half boards. Lasers keep it alive in the attacking end. Kehoe up to the right wing boards to McGregor. McGregor trying to squeeze it out to the neutral zone. Kept alive in the attacking end for KMMO. Kehoe able to get it out through center. Here comes Egbali. Egbali inside the left dot. His shot and a glove save made by Arnold. Fought off into the near corner. A rolling puck was settled down by Noah Egbali and a good glove from Arnold as the Wildcats will go offside. 1 minute and 56 seconds gone by here in the middle stanza. It's the Wildcats 1 and the Lasers nothing. Face-off just outside the KMMO line. Thundercloud, Woods, and Ringgold up front. Kennedy and Vogel on the blue line. Woods settles it down behind his own blue near side. It's calmed down by Shane Prawl for the Lasers. Plays it over to his defensive partner in Evan Nygaard. Nygaard will send it into the far corner. 2-on-2 battle ensues behind the USM goal line. Weaseling the puck free is Thundercloud, and it's sent out to the neutral zone by Ringgold. Tapped down by the Lasers, and here comes Hart across center red. He'll float it on into the near corner. First one there, Michael Vogel. His pass intercepted, right point. Nygaard shot redirected wide into the near corner. Kennedy trying to swat the puck free. 3-on-1 battle here for the Wildcats. They'll come out with the puck. Thundercloud cross zone pass to Ringgold. Ringgold skating after a loose puck. Picks the pocket of Evan Nygaard. Nygaard gets it back. Thundercloud, Woods, and Ringgold in on the forecheck. Vogel hammers it from the left point. Outer left circle to Ringgold. Ringgold trying to find Woods, and it went right through the legs of Arnold, who was able to squeeze his toes and keep it out from behind the goal line. In an offensive zone face-off here for the Wildcats. A good play from the outer left circle from Ringgold, off angle, just about a foot in front of the goal line, and a good save from Arnold. As Mann will take the face-off for the Wildcats. Santos for the Lasers. Won by Mann. Els sends it on net. Save made by Arnold. Fought off behind the goal line. Mann in on the forecheck. Ethan Mann now takes the puck. Top of the left circle. Wrist shot sent wide off the backboards. Out to the right point to Cox. Cox down low to Mann. Mann has his stick knocked out of his hands. No call made. Mann in a battle with Santos. And now it's quickly back into the Wildcat end. Jackson Keller trying to peel away from pressure. Takes a tumble. And here comes USM. Man skating after a loose puck, but back there was Joshua Saunders. Plays it up to Kyle Santos, picked off by Cox behind his own blue line. Wheeling up the far side boards across the laser line, and Cox will dump it on in. Gets it back from behind the goal line. Save made by Arnold. Turnaround shot from Els. Swatted out through the neutral zone. 12:57 left here in the middle frame. 1-0 lead for USM on Ethan Mann's third goal of the season. Blazers in on the attack all the way down to our left. Cox applies pressure. Shot in the goal. As KMMO will score that one, as they got the pass in the high slot after a good forecheck. And we're all tied at 1 here with 12:42 left in the second period. And the restart back at center ice. Face-off won by the Wildcats. Tomes, McGregor, and Egbali. As here's McGregor. He'll work the cycle with Noah Egbali walking out near side goal line. Raises one just high. And now it'll be broken back out through center. Kennedy in a foot race now, and it'll be an icing call against the Lasers. So it's Brady Driscoll with the goal for the Lasers, coming at 6:18 of the second period. Ringgold, Thundercloud, and Woods, the forwards out for the Wildcats. Vogel and Kennedy on the blue line. Wheeling it right in front of his own cage with Shane Prawl escaping pressure. Pass intended for Tyler Hart out of his reach, and back-to-back icing calls against KMMO. Wildcats will swap out personnel as Ben Malosi will take the faceoff. Peter Els to his right, Ethan Mann to his left. Kennedy at the left point, and Henry Stone at the right. Faceoff is won by the Lasers as they'll look to clear here left to right. Cross-ice pass from Michael Saunders. Jacob Cortland able to beat out the icing. Turned over in the far corner as Mann will wind up. Pass intercepted by Nygaard. His wrister fought off by the skate of the defenseman Henry Stone. As USM looking to break through center. Mann over to Malosi. Across the line left side. Wrister redirected back into the end glass. Els near side half boards. Escaping pressure of Nygaard. Els trying to work his way around Cortland. Now ties him up behind the backboard. Directly behind the cage. Els kicks it free to Malosi. Indirect pass off the wall, left point Kennedy. His wrister sent wide off the back wall. And now scooped up by Hart, and he'll work it through center. And a big hit from Kennedy, and a penalty call here against the Wildcats, as they're going to get Michael Kennedy 2 minutes for interference with 11:10 to go in the second period. Blazers will head on their second power play of the night. It'll be Cox, Kehoe, Egbali, and Tomes to start the penalty kill. A face-off to the blocker side of Michael Polston. Face-off won by the Lasers. They can't hold the point, and they'll have to work through transition at center ice. Left side of the line. Pocket pick. Tomes looks to clear. Kept alive, was fought off by the glove of the defender, Evan Nygaard, at the left point. Now the Lasers look to settle things up. Shot, redirected wide. Battle behind the goal line. Trying to peel away from pressure is Garrett Cox, able to kick it free to the far corner. Now ties up Anthony Bartnick. Lasers get it back. Shot sent just wide off the end wall, then off the side of the cage on the rebound from Driscoll. He's looking for his second of the night, and Tomes finally able to hammer it the length of the ice. Minute 12 to go on the penalty kill for the Wildcats. 10:18 to go in the second period. All tied at 1. A second period goal from Brady Driscoll at 6:18. And an icing call here against the Lasers. Face off to the blocker side of Tyler Arnold with Ben Malosi, Kyler Ringgold, Ethan Mann, and Michael Vogel on the kill. Malosi dips his shoulder, wins it. Shot, save made by Arnold as Ringgold got the shot off from the high slot. Kept alive, right side of the line by Mann. He'll look to float it into the far corner, and it's played up into the ceiling. And the face-off will come just outside of the Laser line. Malosi and Cortland will battle once again in the circle. Malosi, back-to-back face-off wins. Mann will send it behind the goal line. Settled down by Shane Prawl. The defenseman skates out of his own end over to the right side to Cortland. A good stick from Ringgold. Able to knife it off the stick of Jacob Cortland. Malosi tries to get around Owen Delmar. Shane Prawl escaped pressure there from Ringgold. And now Egbali behind his own blue line will gently roll it the length of the ice. 15 seconds left in the power play for KMMO. 9:22 to go in the second period. A 1-1 hockey game. As Michael Vogel will eat away the clock behind his own goal line. As Kennedy is up on his feet in the box. Kennedy will go to the bench. Jack McGregor enters the ice. McGregor nearly intercepted the pass. Here's a 3-on-1 if they hurry. Egbali, right circle, wrister, and it went just wide as it was fought off by the stick of Arnold. Lasers counter the other way. Floated back into the offensive end for KMMO by Michael Saunders. Out to the high slot. Here's a shot from Joshua Saunders. Pinballs wide off the skate of Vogel. And it shimmies its way to the near side half boards. McGregor looking to knock it out. Gets it over to Egbali. Now Egbali up to McGregor, was behind him. Will skate after the loose puck in the near corner. Jack McGregor in on the forecheck as the Wildcats are in the midst of a line change. Mann, Malosi out up front. Kehoe, Cox on the blue line, and here comes Peter Ells, who receives the pass just at the blue line. Left side, cuts to the middle, wrister blocked down. Malosi the first one on the puck, bumps it back down to Ells. Ells takes a hit from Driscoll, stays on his feet, battles nicely in the near corner. 3 forwards attacking. Here's Mann with it on his backhand. Indirect pass, right point to Cox. Cox, wrister, redirected, and Arnold will make the save in the blue paint and hold on for no further play. With 7:48 to go in the second period, all tied at 1. Wildcats will keep the line of Ethan Mann, Peter Ells, and Ben Malosi. Out up front, it was Mann. His third goal of the season at 14:28 of the first period, and his 35th career goal and his 100th career point as a Wildcat. So congrats on 100 points to number 12 in Navy as he shakes the puck free in the far corner. Over to Ells to the goal line. Ells raises one off the mask of Arnold, and Ells tries to work it top of the crease to Malosi. It's swatted free. Peter Ells gets it back. Ells far side to Mann. Looks like the Wildcats are on a power play here. We skate 5 aside, 7:22 to go. Shot from Mann, top of the line, sticked off into the far glass by Arnold. Back out to the left point. Stone, far side half boards to Ells. Near dot to Mann. Mann bumps it off the wall to Cox. Back to Mann. Walks to the high slot. Backhand shot. Shoulder save made by Arnold. And the Wildcats are going to get the gate here. 2 minutes to Garrett Cox for a high stick with 7:02 to go in the second period. So the Lasers head on their third power play of the evening as they look to take the lead for the first time tonight. 6:52 to go. Shot save made by the right leg of Michael Polston. Brady Driscoll behind the goal line, tied up on the end wall. The lone goal scorer here tonight for the Lasers. Shot from Nygaard, smothered away in the breadbasket by Polston. And hold on for a face-off. 1:30 left in the man advantage. 6:40 to go in the middle frame. Deadlocked at 1. Vogel, Kennedy on the back end, Egbali and Ringgold up front. And that one just in front of Ringgold, who would have been all alone on a break. The Wildcats will take the clear. And we'll look to settle it down in the offensive end here, shorthanded. Ringgold to Egbali. Blocker save made, punched off into the far corner. And it's scooped up by Driscoll. Egbali goes to the bench, so Ethan Tomes now enters. Jackson Keller pass over to the far side to Driscoll, bumps it back out. Intercepted by Vogel. Turns around and he'll sail at the length of the ice. And now those two skaters will come for a change. Ringgold and Kennedy, Kehoe, Malosi, Tomes, and Vogel on the ice. 47 seconds to go. Vogel looking for a change. He'll get it. And here comes Ethan Mann. Pass from the Lasers. Too hot to handle. An icing call with 5:42 to go in the second period. All tied at 1. Lasers 40 seconds remain on the power play. A 2-minute high stick to Garrett Cox at 9:58. Malosi, Tomes up front, Mann and Kehoe on the back end. Tomes takes the face-off. Lasers win the draw. Near side half boards. Pass intercepted by Malosi. Slapped back into the attacking end by Mann. Good stick from Ethan Tomes, who's battling in the near corner, 1-on-2. Tomes intercepts the pass, now kicks it freely to Malosi. And Malosi will float it on into the near corner. A good kill here from the Wildcats. Just 12 seconds to go. Short-handed. Mann pinches from the right point. Malosi trying to slap it free. Hart able to get it up to Saunders. Picked off by Mann. Mann will rim it along the end glass. Wildcats back to full strength. 3-on-1 with a back checker. Egbali left circle over to Cox, and he sent it just wide on the near post. Garrett Cox, who came streaking into the offensive end after exiting the penalty box. And watch out here. Here's a rush for the Lasers. Mann the last one back, and the shot sent just wide from the outer right circle. USM with a 3-on-1 chance there just after they killed off the penalty nicely. And now they try to catch the Lasers in a change. Egbali left side of the line to the high slot to McGregor. Wrist shot, right leg saved by Arnold. Out to the far corner, left point, glove down by Mann. Stutter step, high slot, fakes a shot. Wrister sent just wide off the end glass, tripped up on the play, and he draws the penalty. Vogel, left point, sails wide. Gathered up by Mann. Indirect pass, right side of the line to Kennedy. Back to Mann. Left point to Vogel. 6-on-5 now for the Wildcats. Delayed penalty. McGregor tries to get it up to the left point. Intercepted. And now USM will head on their first power play of the evening. A 2-minute hooking call is going to be assessed to their lone goal scorer in Brady Driscoll. So it's Woods, Ringgold, and Els up front, Vogel and Cox on the blue line to start the power play. Wildcats win the draw. Ringgold, near side half boards, down behind the goal line to Woods. Back out right point to Cox. Els will stand at the top of the crease. Now over to the far goal line, out to Vogel. Pops just over his stick, and he'll go back to retrieve it behind his own blue. 3:34 to go here in the second period. Wildcats look to take the lead on the power play, and this one will trickle in on net. Stop made by Arnold. 30 seconds gone by in the power play. Offensive zone faceoff to come for USM, who will change out personnel. Ethan Mann, Ethan Tomes, Ben Malosi, Jack McGregor, and Charlie Kehoe With 3:28 to go in the second period, Tomes will take the draw. Far circle, wins it to the left wing half board. And getting it past Kehoe. Here come the Lasers. In alone on a breakaway. Shot, and it goes just wide. Trying to beat Polston on the far post. I'd put a lot of money that that skater is not actually number 30. His jersey looks humongous. Not necessarily a forward number. Here's Jack McGregor, top of the left circle. Over to the right dot to Mann. Mann back to the high slot to Molosi. Broken up by Cortland and sent back out to the neutral zone. 53 seconds left here in the power play for the Wildcats. 2:48 to go in the second period. All tied at 1. USM holding the lead in shots 22-9. After a 13-5 total in period number 1. Here comes Tomes streaking to the offensive end. Loose puck in front. Molosi sent it just high at the top of the crease. McGregor behind the cage. Out to the far circle. It's Mann on the half wall. Works down behind the goal line. Corrals it on the backhand. Centering feed to McGregor off the side of the cage from the left dot. As Mann will scoop it back up far corner. 16 seconds to go on the man advantage. Mann to Molosi. Sends it just wide on the near post. Mann working behind the goal line. Lasers force a turnover. Here comes Michael Saunders. Left wing side. Left circle. Wrist shot. That one looked like it caught the blocker. Polson and up into the end glass. Mann, a lot of speed through center. Pulls up. Left circle. Corrals it to the backhand. Near side now. Spins away from pressure. Drops back for Els. Els over to McGregor. Save made by Arnold. As the power play will expire with 1:43 left in the second, all tied at 1. Good zone entry there from the Wildcats, started up by Mann. A couple good looks on the power play. Els sent the pass for McGregor there. Arnold comes up with another big save. 1:43 to go in the middle period, all tied at 1. Els takes the face-off. Woods at the left wing, Kyler Ringgold at the right. Michael Kennedy at the right point and Michael Vogel at the left. Turnaround shot from Ringgold. Puck was loose in front, swatted free. And now golfed back out to the neutral zone. And it'll be an offside call against the Wildcats. The faceoff will go the length of the ice with 87 seconds to go in the second period. A first period goal from Ethan Mann at 14:28 gave the Wildcats a 1-0 lead, but Brady Driscoll with the equalizer at 6:18. Face-off glove side of Michael Polson, won by the Wildcats. Same unit still out. Kennedy up to the right wing side to Woods. Woods head of steam through center, gets across the line. Now drifts across the defenseman, drops it back for Els. Ringgold swats it to the far corner. First one there is Miles Hazelton. Hazelton's pass through the center of the ice. No one there, and an icing call against the Lasers. 59.5 to go here in the second stanza. And they'll switch things up here up front as McGregor, Tomes, and Egbali enter the ice. Vogel and Kennedy on the blue line. Tomes will take the face-off for the Wildcats. Cartland for the Lasers. Tomes wins it back to McGregor. His wrist shot blocked down right in front of the net. Gets it back. Sends it. Blocked down by Nygaard, the defenseman for the Lasers. McGregor collects. Vogel, top of the point. Snatched away by Arnold, who came across to the near post and makes the glove save and elects for no further play. Face-off to come at that far circle. Once again, it'll be Tomes. McGregor, the left wing, will line up across the left shoulder of Tomes. Wins it back. Here's McGregor. Sends a drive and a left pad save from Arnold. McGregor will spin it back into the far corner. First one back is Shane Prawl for the Lasers. Out to the right point, kept alive by Kennelly. Bobbling puck now. Jacob Cartland tries to send it out of the zone. Puck batted down in the neutral zone by Kennedy. Egbali now below the right circle with it on his forehand. Pulls to the backhand. Escapes pressure. Egbali finds Kennedy nicely in the high slot. It just hopped over his stick. And he'll flock it back up in the neutral zone. 10 seconds to go here in the second period. One more rush. And it'll be an offside call against USM with 6.9 to go in the second period. Deadlocked at 1 here. Shots in favor of the Wildcats, 25-9. USM sends out Mann, Els, and Malosi. Kehoe and Vogel, which looks to be the last face-off of the second period, but who knows? Malosi wins the draw, sends it behind the goal line. Manning on the forecheck, 3 seconds to go. Els on the goal line, shot redirected by Malosi, but up into the stomach of Arnold. And the horn will sound. 2 periods in the books, all tied at 1. And we will step aside here. 1 more period to go, all tied at 1. We'll see you when we return. And we welcome you back inside Uline Ice Arena for period number 3 as we're deadlocked at 1 through 2 periods in the books. 1 goal in the first period for the Wildcats. Coming in the final 5 minutes, it was Ethan Mann, his 35th career goal, as we mentioned, his 100th career point as a Wildcat. His 3rd goal of the season, that was assisted by Ben Malosi and Peter Els. The Wildcats, a 1-0 lead through 17 minutes of play. But it was Brady Driscoll in the second period at 6:18 for the KMMO Lasers to tie things up at 1. Face-off for period 3. Puck is down and we're underway. The Wildcats skating left to right here in the final 17 minutes of play. Those Navy uniforms, yellow throughout the chest. KMMO in the white uniforms, and a whistle 14 seconds into the 3rd and final period of the defensive zone faceoff to come here for the Wildcats, as Malosi will take it for USM out with Ethan Mann, Peter Els up front, Michael Vogel and Michael Kennedy on the back end, as Michael Polston, a couple Michaels out there, will have to make the save off the end boards. And a change of forwards. Ethan Tomes, Noah Egbali, and Jack McGregor now enter the ice. Tomes wins the face-off back for the Wildcats into the near corner. Vogel to the far side to Kennedy, up to the right wing side. McGregor tries to play it to Tomes. Back to Kennedy. Kennedy trying to escape pressure. Puck swatted down by Michael Saunders. But here come the Wildcats. Egbali escapes the heck of Shane Prawl. It's back out through center. Egbali on the back check does a nice job to pick the pocket of Shane Prawl, and here comes Jack McGregor across the blue line. Dances his way around Nygaard. Out to the high slot to Egbali. Turnaround shot off the side of the cage. McGregor, top of the point to Cox. Plays it off his skate. Tries to sweep it to the right point. Out of the reach of Kennedy as Tyler Hart for the Lasers is in on the forecheck, but it's swept aside by Polston. 70 seconds gone by here in the third period. The Wildcats holding the advantage in shots, 25-10 through 2 periods of play. 13-5 in the first, 12-5 in the second. So here's that number 30 in white that we mentioned earlier, a centering feed. We found out during the intermission that it is Hunter Santos who normally wears number 14, their leading scorer for the Lasers, and an icing call here against the Wildcats. Reed Woods, Marcus Thundercloud, and Kyler Ringgold, the 3 forwards on the ice. Michael Vogel and the captain Charlie Keogh on the back ends. Lasers win the draw. Santos out to the left point. Over to the right. Ringgold, a nice job. Trying to send it up to Woods just out of his reach, as he would have been in all alone on a breakaway. But a nice stick from Kyler Ringgold. Michael Vogel now battling behind his own goal line. Puck is played off the kick plate. Out to the far post to Polston. Will hold on for a face-off. Wildcats will keep the same 5 skaters on, as the Lasers will swap out all 5. Thundercloud to take the face-off here against Owen Delmar. Delmar wins it to Driscoll. Out to the right point to Nygaard. Good stick again from Ringgold. As played back out through center by KMMO. Slapped into the zone by Driscoll. Polston comes out behind the cage. Sends this puck along the end glass. Out to the left wing side. Batted down by Vogel. Sends it out to the right wing boards to Thundercloud across center red. And he'll float this one into the far corner as Reed Woods is in on the forecheck. 2-on-2 battle now. Woods and Thundercloud. Mo out in the high slot. Lasers come out with the puck. Back through center. Here comes Owen Delmar trying to get around Cox. Leaves it back for Driscoll. And a good play from Thundercloud and Cox to disrupt the Lasers from getting through to the net. 14-10 to go here in the final frame. All tied at 1. As Tomes now sending it up to Ford. And it's played back through the center ice logo by number 22, Joshua Saunders. Polston once again comes out from behind his cage, will play it along the glass. Puck is sent back behind the Wildcats goal line. Christian Ford, Axel Moe, Ethan Tomes out up front, Kennedy and Cox on the blue line. A big save made from Polston. Cox will get it behind his own end line and smash it the length of the ice. Icing waved off as it was sticked away by the goaltender Tyler Arnold. The Wildcats look to set things off up offensively. Ethan Mann, the goal scorer here for the Wildcats. Dodges pressure in the far corner. Indirect pass off the wall, right side of the line to Kehoe. And it drifted just back into the neutral zone, and an ice offside call against the Wildcats. 13-15 to go in the third period. All tied at 1. As Ben Malosi will take the draw. Ethan Mann at the left wing, Peter Ells at the right. Michael Vogel behind his own blue line. Plays it up to Mann at the red line. Leaves it back for Malosi. Malosi tied up in the offensive end on the far side, half boards, now trying to kick it free. Now Ells is in on the pressure too, but the Lasers come out with the puck. Here comes Hunter Santos. Out to Jackson Keller. Good stick from Kehoe. Mann will wind things up through center. Left wing side across the blue line. Slams on the Jets. Ethan Mann dodges a check. Now tied up by Santos. And a penalty call here against Hunter Santos as Ethan Mann draws his second penalty of the game. A hooking call against Santos coming at 4:22 of the third period. The Wildcats will go on their second power play of the night. So both penalties called against the Lasers have been hooking calls. As Tomes will take the face-off for the Wildcats. Mann, Malosi, McGregor, and Kehoe also out on the 5-on-4 power play. Wildcats win the face-off. McGregor, left point. Has man behind the cage. Ethan Tomes at the far circle, who receives the pass. Top of the right circle. His shot blocked down. Man sends it out in front, and it just jumped over the stick of Tomes. And the Lasers look to break it out through center. Back pressure from Tomes allows Kehoe to retrieve the puck back in his own end. Kehoe will leave it for Man. Man swings out of the cage and sends it up to Tomes. Far side to Kehoe. Up to Molosi. Molosi skating after the loose puck in the far corner. Hammered out to the left point. Man knocks it down. Walks the line. Outer left circle to McGregor. McGregor far side to Tomes, and that shot redirected just wide. Arnold may have gotten a piece of it. Minute to go on the power play. 11:37 to go in the third. All tied at 1. Tomes, outer right dot. Tries a cross zone feed to the near post to Man. Man retrieves. Now outer right circle to Tomes. Down behind the goal line to Man. Back to Tomes. Top of the point. Jumps over the stick of Kehoe, and it's sent the length of the ice. Both teams need changes. As Kehoe behind the goal line leaves it for Man. Man will wind up. And here goes number 12 in Navy. Head of steam across the blue line. With it on his backhand, the Wildcats go offside. 25 seconds left in the power play for USM. 11:03 to go in the third period. It's Brady Driscoll for the Lasers and Ethan Mann for the Wildcats, the goal scorers here tonight, all tied at 1. Face-off just outside of the Lasers line, won by the Wildcats. Egbali, Woods, and Els up front. Cox and Vogel on the back end. Michael Vogel behind his own blue line. Pass over to the right wing side to Woods. Woods peels back, leaves it for Cox. Now to Vogel. Left wing half wall in his own end. Woods over to Vogel. Lasers are back to full strength. As Santos is out of the box, looks to split the D's here. Pulls it over to the forehand. Shot save made by the right leg of Arnold. Boy, Hunter Santos came dashing out of the penalty box and was able to split the defenders, but the leg of Michael Polston, the right leg that is, a big save made. And now a high stick is going to be called against the Wildcats, so they will go shorthanded moments after they were on the power play. As we wait to see who will head to the box, and it will be number 6, Garrett Cox. High sticking at 6:42. 6 penalties called here tonight. 3 of them have been high sticking calls. 1 interference and 2 hooking. Lasers back on the power play. 10-12 to go in the third. Cortland, outer left circle. Molosi, Vogel, Ringgold, and Kennedy out. Kennedy tying up the forward at the top of the crease. Vogel now attacks the puck. Ringgold will skate after the loose one here. He'll smash it the length of the ice. That's played behind the cage by Arnold. Molosi peels away, top of the crease. Now coming out there to Shane Prawl for the Lasers. Cortland will take Vogel. Vogel skates Cortland behind the cage. Out to the top of the point to Prawl. Prawl, right dot. Cortland raises one just high. Vogel sweeps at it. Can't get out. And Ringgold will guide it out to the neutral zone as Molosi goes for a change. Onto the ice is Noah Egbali. Egbali, Ringgold, Kennedy, and Vogel. Save made by the right shoulder of Polston up into the protective netting. Face-off will stay inside the Wildcat end with 62 seconds left on the 2-minute high stick call to Garrett Cox. 9:20 to go here in the third stanza, all tied at 1. Tomes, Egbali, Mann, and Kehoe out on the kill. Lasers win the draw. Here's Jackson Keller, top of the right circle. Over to the left, off to Santos. His one-timer raises just high. Watch Hunter Santos at the far circle. Still look to get the one-timer to him. Kept in the zone by Nygaard. Egbali pressuring. Mann forces a turnover. Here comes Ethan Mann in all alone on a breakaway, looking for his second goal of the night. To the forehand, and a save made by Tyler Arnold as Mann was looking for the shorthanded tally. Boy, Ethan Mann collected the puck right below us here at the near half boards in his own end and took it the length of the ice. But Arnold able to make the save. 20 seconds to go in the kill. Tome scoops it up at the blue line as Santos applied the body on him. And the Lasers back in their own end to retrieve it. Picked off by McGregor. Below the left circle in the attacking end, Tomes goes for a change. McGregor looking to eat away the clock. Great pass over to Mann, just hopped over his stick and back out to center ice. Power play over for the Lasers as Els will wind things up through center. Peter Els up to McGregor, shot save made, wraparound chance on the rebound from Els, sent just wide. Kennedy keeps it alive at the right point. And now over to Molosi, drags the backhand. Out to the left side of the line, Vogel. His shot redirected wide, blocked away by Hart. And the Lasers on their heels in the defensive end looking for a clear. It's McGregor, Els, and Molosi. McGregor, outer right circle. Tries to find Els behind the goal line. Does. Now it's broken up by Cortland. Vogel pinches from the left side of the line, keeps it alive on the attacking ends. Molosi comes for a change. Tomes enters the ice. Lasers breaking it out here, right to left. Cortland across the blue line. Good defensive play from number 7, Michael Vogel. Quick pass up to Jack McGregor across the blue line. Cutting to the high slot. His shot zips just wide. 7:13 to go here in the third period. Deadlocked at 1. Saunders floats it on into the offensive end for the Lasers and goes for a change. Ringgold, Egbali, Tomes up front, Kennedy and Cox on the blue line. An icing call against the Wildcats with exactly 7 minutes to go in the third period. Wildcats up to 28 shots. Their opponents 14. Tomes takes the face-offs, wins it cleanly behind the goal line. Puck reverses to the near side of Noah Egbali. Across the red line, left wing side. Egbali floats it to the blue paint, sticked aside by Arnold. Lasers able to pick it up and motor through center. Hunter Santos, his pass intercepted by Kehoe. And now Kehoe up to Egbali. Right wing side across the blue line, cuts to the high slot with it on his forehand, had it knifed off his stick. Able to get it back, and will skate it back out to center ice. Now it's played back into the USM end in the near corner. Brady Driscoll in on the forecheck. Draped around Garrett Cox. Cox does a nice job to get around the Lasers goal scorer here tonight. Dump it on in and go for a change. Els, Woods, Thundercloud, the three forwards on Vogel and Kennedy. And Marcus Thundercloud, a nice job, able to force the turnover. Plays it up to Reed Woods, slams on the Jets, right wing side, cuts to the high slot, drops it back to Michael Kennedy. His slap shot pinballs wide. Back out through center. Vogel in a foot race now with Michael Saunders. Vogel able to chip the puck in the near corner. Takes a big hit from Tyler Hart, stays on his feet. Puck played on the far post, and Polston will have to hang on it for it. A face-off with 5:33 to go in the third, all tied at 1. It was Ethan Mann at 14:28 of the first period, giving USM the 1-0 lead, but Brady Driscoll answered the bell at 6:18 of the second. As Mann out on the ice with Molosi and McGregor. Stone and Kehoe on the blue line. Molosi wins the face-off, up to Mann. Mann across the blue line on his off wing, finds Molosi. Good pressure back from Shane Prawl, and it's floated back the length of the ice on target. Polston sweeps it over to the right side. Played by Keller. Here are the Lasers. Wrist shot into the breadbasket. Polston in a defensive zone face-off here for the Wildcats with 5:21 to go in the third period, all tied at 1. Same 5 skaters out on the ice for USM. Lasers win the draw. Kicked aside. Mann, a quick pass up to McGregor. A great diving effort from Joshua Saunders at the far blue line. Brady Driscoll pulls it on the goal line. Right leg save made by Polston. Quick pass up to McGregor, came courtesy of Henry Stone. But it's the Lasers who are able to gather through center. Defensive unit needs a change, and they get one. Kennedy and Vogel out on the ice. Mann trying to find McGregor at the inner right hash marks. It's out to the far side now. Good stick from Kennedy at the red line. Forwards looking for a change here for the Wildcats. Ells out on the ice. Here's Tomes. Outer right half boards. Tomes knifes it back behind the goal line to Ells. Centering feed off the stick of the goaltender Tyler Arnold, and he'll put his mitt on top of it and hold on for a face-off with 4:30 to go in the third period. All tied at 1. Face-off far side in the attacking end for the Wildcats. Ethan Tomes will take it. Peter Ells at the left wing. Noah Egbali behind the right shoulder of Ethan Tomes. Vogel and Kennedy on the back end. Lasers win the draw. Quick pass up and an icing call against KMMO. Just 7 seconds knocked off the clock with 4:23 to go in the final stanza. Face off near circle now. Tomes will take it, wins it back to Peter Ells. His shot, and he scores! What a rocket from number 10, Peter Ells, after a great face-off win by Ethan Tomes. And Ells able to roof it over the glove of Tyler Arnold. As you see Tomes win it back to Ells, and the Wildcats take a 2-1 lead with 4:20 to go in the third period. Peter Ells has his second tally of the year, and the restart at center ice is won by the Lasers. Wildcats regain the lead as they take the lead for the second time this evening. Lasers countering in the offensive end. Good stick from Vogel. Vogel sends it out to the neutral zone. Ringgold applies pressure up to Marcus Thundercloud and just a hair offside. Now Ells from Tomes at 12:40 of the third period. Proves to be the difference right now, but we still have 3:58 to go in the period. 2-1 lead for USM. Face-off just outside of the Laser blue line. KMMO wins the face-off. Here's the lone goal scorer for them. Driscoll sends it over to the near side to Evan Stotcher. Stotcher too hot to handle. Thundercloud, Woods, and Ringgold up front. Kehoe and Cox on the blue line. Kehoe collects behind his own goal line. Now sends it out. Near side half wall to Ringgold. 2-on-1 here. Woods, left wing side. Thundercloud going to the net. Woods below the left circle. Wrist shot save made by Arnold. KMMO regathers. Big check from Thundercloud. Lasers still gain pressure. Here's Nygaard across the line. 60-foot shot snatched away by the webbing of Polston. And he'll hold on for a face-off with 3:10 to go in the third period. Wildcats 2, Lasers 1. Malosi, Mann, and McGregor. Kennedy and Vogel. Malosi will take the draw against Tyler Hart for the Lasers. Malosi wins it back to Kennedy. In a puck battle. Puck squirts free to McGregor. McGregor out to the right wing side to Mann. Mann drifts back, pulls away from pressure. Over to Vogel. Now up to Malosi, left wing side. Over to McGregor. Wrist shot. And it's snatched up by Arnold. Good passing play here from the line of McGregor, Malosi, and Mann. An offensive zone draw to come with 2:51 to go in the third period. 2-1 lead for the Wildcats. Mann will take the draw. McGregor lined up directly behind him. Puck bobbling, right point, Kennedy smashes it on in behind the goal line. Santos looks to clear for the Lasers. Kept alive by Malosi. Malosi skates into the far corner. gathers the puck out to the far side. Working his way up the wall, tries to cycle it back down low. McGregor slaps it for Mann. Ethan Mann, outer right circle, has 2 lasers on him. Will turn back and send it behind the goal line. Molosi, near side to McGregor at the bottom of the left circle. Out to the left side of the line to Vogel. Shot off target, back to McGregor, to Molosi. Big save made by Arnold, and it's booted out into the far corner. Lasers look to break out of their own end with exactly 2 minutes to go here in the third period as they trail 2-1. Puck bobbling at center ice, picked off by Mann, in alone on the breakaway, looking for his second of the night, sends it just high as he's upended behind the goal line now. Mann, 2 breakaways in the period, looking for his second goal. Wrist shot save made by Arnold. Tomes gathers, out to the right point to Cox. Wildcats leading it 2-1 with 1:35 to go into the third. Ells' tally at 12:40, putting USM up 2-1. Here come the Lasers. Santos through center. Good skate from Kehoe, able to break that up. And watch out here, a delayed penalty call against the Wildcats as Garrett Cox is going to sit 2 minutes for interference with 1:18 left in the third. The Wildcats leading 2-1. And the Lasers will take a timeout. With 1:18 left in the third period, the Wildcats leading it 2-1. 31 shots on net for USM, 16 for KMMO. If you're just joining us this evening, we've come at a great time as it's coming down the stretch here as the Wildcats took a 1-0 lead in the first period at 14:28. Ethan Mann, his third goal of the season, with the assist going to Ben Molosi and Peter Ells. The Wildcats skated into the locker room up 1-0 after 17 minutes of play. In the second period, it was Brady Driscoll at 6:18 for the Lasers, able to tie things up at 1 apiece, and that's how we stood through 2 periods of play, with the Wildcats holding the edge in shots 25-10. And just a few moments ago, Peter Ells, after a huge face-off win from Ethan Tomes at 12:40 of the third period, has the Wildcats on top 2-1. But the Lasers head on their 5th power play of the night, looking to convert for the first time this evening. And they'll look to tie things up, and they will have the goaltender pulled, a 6-on-4 advantage for KMMO. Offensive zone draw to come here for the Lasers. Mann, Molosi, Tomes, and the lone defenseman out, Charlie Kehoe. Ethan Mann will take the face-off. Blocker side of Polston, won by the Lasers. Right point to Prahl, top of the line to Nygaard. His shot blocked down by Tomes. Mann tries to shovel it out. Kept alive in the zone by Prahl. Prahl, right point. Wrist shot redirected just wide. Picked up, swatted at Molosi. His clearing effort knocked down by Prahl. Outside of the right dot to Hart. 53 seconds to go here in the third. Lasers on the power play, 6-on-4 advantage with the goaltender pulled. Charlie Kehoe, the big shot block. Jacob Cartland, outer left circle. Back out to the point to Nygaard. Wrist shot well high off the end glass. Centering feed. Puck's loose in front, top of the blue paint. And it's under the stomach of Kehoe, who's speared at there. And a stoppage down at ice level with 33.3 to go. 2-1 lead for the Wildcats. Charlie Kehoe back up on his feet after taking that one in the stomach. Lasers still on the power play. 33.3 seconds to go
in the final period. It's a 2-1 lead for the Wildcats, but a 6-4 advantage with the goaltender pulled. Tomes, Mann, Molosi, and Kehoe. The 4 skaters on for the Wildcats. Tomes takes the draw. One back by the Lasers. Right side of the point to Prahl. Over to the left side to Saunders. Wrist shot redirected just wide. Cartland centers it. Picked off by Mann. Circles behind his own goal line. Clears it the length of the ice. 17 seconds and counting. Lasers one last rush. Prahl out to the left side to Santos. Drops it back for Saunders. Head of steam. Just 8 seconds to go with it on his backhand. Puck tied up now in the far corner. 4 seconds to go. 3, 2, and 1. And that's all she wrote here tonight as the Wildcats pull out a 2-1 win over the KMMO Lasers with goals from Ethan Mann and Peter Els. A 2-1 victory here tonight for the USM Wildcats. Mann and Els, the goal scorers, as we mentioned. Michael Polston collects the win in net, and the Wildcats improve their overall record to 6-1 here this evening. Well, that'll about do it here tonight inside Uline Ice Arena. Thank you all that helped put on this production here this evening. We hope everyone has a great, safe, happy, and healthy holiday. A great rest of your night. So long, and we'll see you next time. Enjoy.